Hello and welcome to this week's web chat with Vision 33. Carl is out today, so I'm filling in. My name is Dean Garrison. I'm the Director of Support Services here at Vision 33's Total Care. And today's presentation will be on SPS Commerce. We have Mike Banwart, who's going to be in here doing a brief slide deck. And then also from zedSuite, we have Catherine Warren, who will be doing a demo.
Great, thank you. So first off, I want to thank Dean and Carl and the Vision 33 team for the opportunity to participate in this week's Wednesday web chat. As you may be aware, July is focused on retail, and today's web chat is Cloud EDI for SAP Business One and SPS Commerce. This is the second of two web chats that SPS is delivering for Retail Month. The first, Leading in the Digital Retail Revolution, was delivered last week, and that one focused on the key trends that are shaping the modern retail industry, along with information on how companies can leverage SPS's retail platform to develop a more agile supply chain. Today's session will take a deeper dive into how SAP customers can optimize their Business One investment by connecting to the SPS Commerce Retail Business Network with zedSuite's Cloud EDI Connector. So my name is Mike Banwart. I'm a Strategic Channel Sales Manager for SPS Commerce, and I will lead today's session. As Dean mentioned, Catherine Warren, Channel Sales Consultant for zedSuite, will also participate later in this web chat by providing a demonstration of the Cloud EDI Connector. So some of today's content, I can say, will be a repeat from last week's session, including this slide. So for those of you that are not familiar with SPS Commerce, we're a leader in cloud-based supply chain